This fly was created by Dec Hogan, one of the pioneers of spey fishing in North America. Dec holds this fly in high regard. It took some time for him to create this fly while using different materials and weighting the fly properly. There is an interesting story in the book Steelhead Fly Tying Art and Design that he and his brother-in-law Marty Howard authored. This book is considered a collectible edition of one of the best steelhead fly patterns in North America.
Well, folks, here we are with the Dec Hogan's Newlander. It's a tube fly. Just made a little change here. I'm going to be using a different material instead of the hackle. I'm going to use a new material here, and we'll tie this fly up. Nice tube fly. Okay, start with my body material, which will be this silver metallic braid, good brawn. Our body down first. I don't have the materials he was using for the body. This is going to be kind of a little bit of a different recipe than what you'll find in Dec's book. Dec and Marty Howard put a really good book out for fly tying steelhead and salmon, steelhead flies. It's all about steelhead flies. Okay, then I'll get in some of my stainless steel wire. This is 1 millimeter, 4th thou. We'll tie that in. The stainless steel wire is really good for brushes because it won't break. Get a lot of. We're going to do this a little different. Now I'll show you that hackle there. I'll show you what I'm doing. Kind of interesting. I don't have the orange hackle he was using, so I'm going to use the same technique I've used on other flies. So I'll take my thread over the table. I've got my wire tied in. It's tied over itself, so I won't pull out. Then I've taken some of this boom dubbing peachy color. It's from Semperfli. Really nice product. It's quite lengthy. So what I do is I just chop it the length I want, and I'll just lay that across my table. And here's some more. Really won't need much. Actually, I'm going to move my table away from the fly a little bit further. Reason for that, see in a minute. We're going to get a kind of a twofold problem handled here. So we're going to give it some hackle, which I'm going to wind up right now. Okay, now I'll get my brush, brush that out. See, it's nice, really nice material. So now we've got this wire wound up real nice and tight here. It's going to come back and actually reinforce that body. So that's all done. Now I'll take a swoop here with some turns with my boom dubbing hackle. It's kind of a really cool effect. I like the way it looks. It's got lots of kind of a spey looking stuff. Just pretty impressive, I think. Okay, now we will find ourselves some more wire. We could have done our one swoop. That's be really cheating, wouldn't it? So now I'm just going to tie this in here, the same wire. Bring in our table again. A little bit closer this time. And I will be putting in some of this fuller chenille, this orange. I'm going to cut it off the braid. I don't want that in the loop. I just want a little bit of that orange fuller flash. A few fibers in there. Then I will bring in, this is some seal fur. Where's that at? Right here. Or seal sub, whatever you got. Get a little of that in there. Some ice stub. That's going to build me a little bit of a underbrush, and a little under collar there. Okay, that should be a nice little blend. Now we need our wing. We're going to be using, I'm going to be using some long polar bear. I know they can't hit this down US side, but I like using polar bear, I really do. That is, without a doubt, the best material you can get. We'll take some of this yellow. It's a little easy to overdo, so I'll take a little bit of that off. And then orange. And I'm going to like to pull that underfur out. And that's good. I'll put that in a bag and save that underfur, the polar bear. A little of that yellow. We want to kind of blend that in now. And that'll be our really nice big collar. Okay. Bring my wire over the top. Wrap this all up. Stainless steel wire, it takes a lot of turns. It won't snap on you. Make sure everything's brushed out. I'm going to come in back here now about the thorax. Or not really the thorax, but I'm just going to build an undercollar there to get a little bit of a bump. Now this is all going to start taking shape. You get that blend, that coloration I'm looking for right there. There we go. I can just tie that off. This polar bear, it's going to really do its thing in the water. Okay, now I will need some black schlappen, turkey schlappen here. One turn of that. Very little bit of that schlappen in there, not very much. The other one, the easiest thing to do with so many flies is overdress them. I think Dec mentioned that in his book too. I really looked up to him over the years. I remember watching some of his old videos when he was one of the first guys to show us how to explain how to spey fish. He was one of the forefathers here in North America for sure. Him and John and Amy Hazel, for example, watched some of theirs too. So I'm going to take an orange guinea. I'll just strip the side of that off, tie that in. I got to meet Dec over in Calgary a few years ago too. He was up doing a clinic. Really, really nice guy. So that's where I got that book I was telling you about. I'll show it to you on the intro. I'll do a little intro. And I'll take a little bit of this guinea around maybe 1.5 turns or so. Just gonna dress that up. It all fits behind that cone real nice. Tie it off. You have a Newlander. Newfound. This is just called a Newlander. But that polar bear really looks good. You get the polar bear in the water. There's no material out there that's going to ever duplicate seal or polar bear. Look at how the translucency of that goes. And once you start getting this preened back a little bit, you see it's going to want to lay back where it belongs. And he has lots of great things to say about this fly. When it gets tough, this one comes through for him often. So anyway, thanks to Dec Hogan for that and all his contributions to the steelhead game. And him and Marty, if you're able to have a look at that book or order it for them, I'm sure they'd appreciate the business. They put a lot of work into it. That's probably the nicest book I've ever seen. So we'll chat with you soon. We'll get on to the next steelhead fly. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for joining us today with our fly guy Brent Schlenker. Check out his new videos on Brent's YouTube channel and Sport Fishing on the Fly.